With the blockbuster success of Myst, hailed by fans and critics alike as a masterpiece, Rand and Robin Miller embark on an impossible journey to create a worthy sequel, Riven.
But the idea is to make it feel as much like a...
The new game would require a larger staff, and Cyan moved its world headquarters from a garage to a former mattress store, while a new home was built in Meade, Washington, just outside of Spokane. Riven would introduce Gen, Atris's father, a brilliant man with a god complex, who is holding Atris's wife Catherine captive on the island of Riven.
Atris sent you to save me.
Before players could rescue her, they would have to navigate a strange world filled with devilishly complex puzzles. So would its creators.
We were stumbling around trying to find a style for this thing, trying to hit on something.
They hired former Industrial Light and Magic and Disney designer Richard Van der Wende to take the game in a new direction.
He imbued the whole project with a flavor that was a bit more edgy and strange and odd, with a lot of talent.
And Riven was becoming far more difficult to create than Myst. The team was forced to throw out their computers and upgrade to the Silicon graphics workstations and software used to create the groundbreaking effects in Jurassic Park.
The Wark in particular is a great example of that because a lot of the underlying structure is real. The way the thing breathes and where the muscles are. It seemed like an animal, but not like an animal that anybody had ever seen before.
The new technology also made integrating live-action characters possible, but far from easy.
I don't think we realized how tough it would be. The hoops you have to jump through when you're doing that to make that come alive is incredible.
Ultimately, Riven would require 5 times the animation of Myst, with 5,000 individual shots, real-world textures, unrivaled detail. The 2-year project stretched into 4 years. In 1997, Riven finally reached the store shelves. Sales were not strong. They were phenomenal. 2.2 million units. Riven became the best-selling PC game of the year. Once again, fans reveled in the groundbreaking gameplay, and critics raved about video games as an art form. The franchise was at a peak of success, yet poised to leave the House of Cyan.
We said we would never do another sequel to Myst, and the publisher came to us and said, hey, we got a great deal for you, and this company wants to do it, and we said no.
Rand had already committed Cyan to another project, so their publisher hired Presto Studios, known for the Journeyman series, to create the next leg of the adventure. Myst 3, Exile.
When we found out we had gotten the contract to do Myst 3, I mean, it was such an overwhelming honor. The only thing you could really equate it to is being in the film industry and having George Lucas say, I'd like you to make the next Star Wars for me.
Presto would have only 2 years to make the world's best-selling PC game even more immersive.
We really felt we had the opportunity to push the boundaries of pre-rendered 3D graphics to really create an exceedingly detailed, realistic world.
Exile's story began 10 years after Riven. Atris and Catherine have begun a new life and are raising a newborn daughter, Yisha, when their world is shattered by Savitro, who seeks revenge for the evil deeds of Atris's sons.
My sons, I promise to teach you the secrets of my ages.
The really early decision that we made was to try to create a lot of deliberate puzzles. The Lesson Age concept gave us a great foundation to start from.
The technological stakes and production values were raised. Each of the 5 mystical ages needed a separate team of designers, modelers, texture artists, and animators.
We really tried to encourage each one to pursue a very individual approach to their age. So we've got some very strong, distinctive visions.
The design of each scene was based on a photograph. Designers created a model, animated it, and mapped real-world textures onto the surface, bringing to life a fantastic and strange world. A new game engine was built to combine live action with incredible graphics and real-time animation. Myst fans would soon be stunned to discover a 360-degree panoramic view and the ability to look in any direction.
The player really feels like they're there. They can look up at the sun and see it glaring in their eyes. They can look down a ladder and climb down it.
In May of 2001, Myst 3: Exile was released and embraced by Myst fans and critics alike, immediately topping PC game sales charts. The Myst franchise now stood among the giants of truly great games. Rand said he was ready to move on to other projects. Without him, there could be no more Atris, no more sequels.